Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Alan's Outdoors. So today is a special one. I'm going to be filming all about saddles. I'm going to be doing a series of videos talking about everything saddle hunting, from types of saddles to prepping the tree, what equipment I use, the lines that I use, everything. Um, Now, these are just the two that I alternate back and forth. There's a lot of different saddles out there, guys, so whatever one you're comfortable in, great. If you like that particular saddle, that's fine, but I really want to explain why a saddle is just, in my opinion, the best option for hunting whitetails. It was originally designed back in the early 80s. I think it was the Anderson Tree Sling. And it was designed where you can shoot 360 around the tree. That was the whole basis behind of a saddle. So I see a lot now with platforms which are really, really good out of smaller trees. You don't have that good, easy transition 360 around the tree as you normally would do with the ring of steps, which they have. And that's what I recommend, the ring of steps. And I'll go over all that in my videos. And again, if you want to use a platform, that's fine, but hear me out. All right, so first saddle. They don't make this one anymore, okay? This is John Eberhardt's signature saddle, and it's modified. And he has a guy named Noah in Michigan that modifies them. And I don't know, I'm not sure if there's still any available. You might want to contact him. I can leave the information in the comments. But yeah, what I had him do is cut off all the, I call it junk, okay? I don't use leg straps on my saddles. I think once you do that, it voids the warranty. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Don't say, hey, Alan told me to cut the leg straps off. No, no, no. If you feel more comfortable, if you're a new hunter, new to saddle hunting, leave them on. It doesn't hurt. Just says make sure if they're on you, they're loose at all times. Again, loose at all times. Don't have them tight to you. Okay. Now, I cut the leg straps off, took the original belt that was off, and added a quick adjust belt right here. And it's easy on, easy off. Some guys, the original ones, the way it came out of the box from Tethered, to be honest, it was a pain. It fell off you. It was, I mean, it just wasn't really that great. This one, however, is probably one of the most comfortable saddles that I've tried, because it's a two-panel saddle. Okay, this saddle, this bottom part, always stays under your butt, always. Okay. Now the top part, you can adjust from here to here to here to here. Okay. So if you get a little uncomfortable in the tree, you want to sit down a little bit more, lean back a little bit more. It's excellent, and it's so easy to use and so easy to put on. I'll show you guys that later. The bridge. We'll talk about bridges, but on this particular bridge, this particular saddle, I prefer a rope bridge. There's different types. There's, let's see, rope. There's webbing bridges, Amsteel bridges, which are very thin but very, very strong. But I just always prefer a rope. I tie a figure eight on a bite, and I mean, that thing doesn't go anywhere. I mean, I'm 265 pounds, and you're not ever gonna break this rope. Okay, so that's the Eberhardt saddle. Like I said, I alternate between the two. This one here is a cruiser saddle. Now, I've had this one a while, and I'll be honest, this is the one I probably hunt from the most. I do like it because it has an expandable seat. Extremely comfortable for a one-panel saddle. The biggest complaint I hear from guys with a one-panel saddle, or some friends of mine that use one-panel saddles, is they ride up. Whenever you make an adjustment, whenever you stand up or whatever, it tends to ride up, and then you got to stand up, you got to push it under you. This one, I don't do that very often. Very, very, very comfortable saddle. I like the Cobra buckle on it. Not that this is weight-bearing buckle at all. I mean, it has to be technically a weight-bearing buckle to pass all the safety regulations, but this one here, clips on, clips off. Okay, again, I have I have all the leg straps cut off. All right, because basically, like I said, I don't need the leg straps, but you're not ever going to fall out of the saddle. You know, if you haven't hunted from a saddle before, just trust me, you're not going to fall. But the leg straps are there for safety, so I definitely recommend keeping them on. You know, anything here that I do to mine, you know, down the road, if you guys want to do that, you guys go ahead. But like I said, it's not something that needs to be done. And again, a rope bridge, and locks in nice. Okay, this, I mean, the only thing is with this particular webbing on the saddle, it's not going to move. Okay, so when you're trying to make a shot, you know, this doesn't really contort. Whereas with the aluminum D-rings, which I'll show you, those move on that knot a lot better. That's a great design with the aluminum D-rings. And they say, oh, you shouldn't have any kind of metal on a saddle. I have not clanked those D-rings the way modified ever in the tree. And I'm particular when I'm hunting. I don't want any sound. I try to get it as quiet as I can. Scent free. That's why I'm wearing scent lock gloves. I have scent lock gloves. I wear them all the time through the hunting season. My hands have not physically touched this saddle all year. I wash it a couple of times a year. But yeah. Now, moving on. Bridge length. Okay. There's a lot of saddles that have multiple adjustments for bridge length. In my opinion, you really don't need to adjust your bridge. Once you get a set length that you like, stick with it. Again, these are permanent bridges. I know some guys like putting a carabiner on one side and having the bridge open and clip it in. If you want to do that, fine, but you really don't need an adjustable bridge. You know, keep it simple. When you're this there to kill, okay? You don't need all the bells and whistles. This is about a 2 foot 24 to 26 inch bridge length. I didn't really measure it. I just basically, that's what is comfortable for me. Same thing on that one. A lot of guys say they have issues with hip pinch. Now that's a term where when you're sitting in the saddle, which is, this is what this is designed for, to be seated, they feel a pressure on their hips, a pushing in, okay? That's from having too short a bridge. If I was to shorten this bridge up another 5-6 inches, it's going to put more pressure when it's on me in, when I'm tethered to the tree. So it's very, very important to have your bridge a little bit longer, okay? My recommendation, longer, you'd be a lot more comfortable. Both of these saddles I can sit in easily 5-6 hours. Key word, sit, okay? Sitting is very important. This is what it's designed for, is to be sit, so you can actually sit inside the saddle, okay? I fall asleep all the time in my saddle. I get in the tree very, very early. I've covered that a few times. Definitely got to cover it a lot more. I'm regurgitate that a lot, how important that is. I get in the tree, I love it. 4:30 in the morning, and I literally fall asleep. Okay, I doze off, and it's super, super comfortable. When you're leaning, you know, I hear a lot, oh, my feet get really tired, because you're leaning in the tree. You're not sitting in the tree. You should have 85-90% of your weight off your legs and off your feet. Okay. Again, we're gonna go over all that and how I set up and everything, what I recommended with the ring and everything. But anyway, so yeah, basically, what I'm gonna do is put it on for you. Okay. Now, I cut the strap down a little bit, the waist belt a little bit, because I don't need all that waist belt. So basically, you see another rope hanging there. I'll explain to you what that is. Right? So step in. Now walk to your tree. It's that simple. This here, this is a lineman's belt. Now, if you guys are not familiar with a lineman's belt, this is what goes around the tree, clips in as you ascend to your platform or your ring of steps. I attach it with a carabiner on one side, all right? And why? I mean, you don't need to carry it in your backpack. All I do is go around my waist, get the other carabiner, clip it, tighten it, through your bridge, through, and you're hunting. Okay? That's how I walk to the tree in the morning and how I walk to the tree in the afternoon. Speaking of the lineman's belt, you notice that either one of these saddles don't have any pouches. Okay? I don't really care for pouches. And I'm going to tell you why. Is when I first started saddle hunting, I was using a, let's see, well, the type of saddle is not important, but I was using pouches. And what happened was, I went to make a shot on a deer. Doe came in. I was maybe 24, 25 feet up in the tree. And I made a movement around the tree to shoot. And she saw the movement of that pouch and blew out of there. She didn't see me move. I noticed that when I made a movement afterwards in the tree, when I stopped, that continued to move. Big mistake. Now, I eliminated that for two reasons. One, I don't want any additional movement in the tree, anything dangling. And two, I try to minimize the amount of things I bring into the woods with me, just for scent purposes. If I don't need to bring it, it stays, okay? Now, anyway, back to the alignments. Once I get to the tree, I take this off. Once I get to the top of the tree, I tether in, okay? Take this off, put it in my backpack. So it's extremely simple, and you just reverse the process coming down the tree. So, yeah, guys, this was a good video. I'm sure you guys got some questions for me, and I'll be happy to answer them on in the comments. So, on the next video, basically, it's going to be all about being in the tree. That's an important video. You know, once I get to the top of the tree, my ring of steps, how I clip in, even things like I put hooks in the trees, or you can use that, I think it's called the hiss hauler or something like that, where it wraps around the tree. That's a great little thing. You take it to tree to tree to tree, and has a bunch of hooks on it, so you can hang all your stuff. But I use hooks because I do hunt private land, and you know, you want these in certain areas around the tree. Sometimes I have 3 bow holders in the tree, multiple backpack holders, and I'll explain to you that too on the next video. But before I forget, back to the scent thing, okay? The scent lock gloves. I have several pairs of the cheaper scent lock gloves. They don't have to be insulated. Anytime you touch your saddles or anything that you have in the woods, hunting related, always have your gloves on. Very, very important. And I had these, you can get these bags actually, and that one I had made, I'll show you that in a second, but this bag is just a regular scent lock bag, activated carbon, okay? After I'm done hunting, goes inside the bag, sealed up, boom, okay? This one, what I did is I contacted Scent Lock, and I bought a bunch of those bags I just showed you. And I contacted that gentleman, Noah, that John Eberhart knows, in Michigan. And it could be anything. You can go to any kind of seamstress, you can build these yourself, but purchase the bags from Scent Lock. I think they're like 18 bucks. And you can make 3 or 4 bags, little bags like this, with the activated carbon, all right? And I put that saddle in there. What else I do also is I put all my head covers, all my gloves, you name it. Anything that I'm going to wear in the tree that I'm going to put on, I put in these bags. Excellent for head covers and gloves. And that's it. And also with these bags, I have a scent-free tote. And inside the tote, I have all my clothes in the bag, scent-free bag. So super important. We're going to touch, you know, all these issues and all these things that have to do with saddle hunting to just pretty much make you guys a better saddle hunter. And you know, a lot of these things probably you guys do already. Some of you guys don't. Maybe you learned a thing or two. That's great. That's my goal. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. And you know, if this is uploaded before Christmas, Merry Christmas to everybody. And if you're still hunting, hope you put one down. All right, talk soon.